Oh, we are in Fort Langley. I would like for people to see the beauty of the world and the objects that I paint, even the simple things. And in my sculpture work, the cat sculptures give comfort to people, and often I'm asked to recreate a cat that has passed on and so on. That means a special thing to a person. So I like my paintings and sculptures to speak to people. In painting, I work with acrylic paints. I started out with watercolor, but I have switched to acrylics. And I'm also work with clay in my sculptures. Well, as I said, I started out with watercolor, and because those works are often framed under glass, it's like a barrier between the viewer and... So I switched to acrylics because you have a more immediate response. And I found that my training in watercolor really helped with my acrylics as far as the layering and the glazing and so on, and working with textures. So it's evolved from working with watercolors then to acrylics. And then I'm working with clay as well. In university, I went into the Faculty of Education, but I had a fine arts major, and so I was able to take painting and drawing courses. And also I took an anthropology course, which got me interested in First Nations in the area, and those were all influential too. So when I graduated, I taught in the elementary and secondary level at the beginning, and I taught a lot of art as well as regular subjects. It just makes me happy to create things. I find inspiration in nature, in flowers, forest scenes, small, up-close abstracts of natural objects. And also I find inspiration in the First Nations culture, which got started when I took the anthropology course on the West Coast nations. And so that's basically where the start got. Texture, like the wooden texture that you see, and the texture in the sculptures, and shadows and highlights defining a sculptural shape are important in my paintings. Some of my paintings are almost sculptural looking because of the highlights and shadows give them almost a three-dimensional look. I don't know if I have any. I just like to create, and I don't like or will not do commissions for paintings because I like to paint what I want when I want to. Yes, it does. The natural scenery around we live in a temperate rainforest, and the beauty of the moss and the trees and the bark textures and so on are all inspirational, as well as the the First Nations culture and their wooden totems and their art forms are also inspirational as well. I don't know of challenges. I like to create, but I don't like to promote myself.
Yeah, that's true. Most artists are like that.
Yeah, and the business end of it is I don't really like. I just like to get in and with my hands into the paint and into the clay and make things.
That's okay.
No.
That's good.
I'm not, because I just like to create when I want to create, and finishing a piece, sometimes I'll start it and then I'll put it aside and I won't get back to it for a couple weeks or whatever, for whatever reason. And other times I'm so involved with the painting that I can't put my brush down, or and I finish it right away. So time is not important. um, I don't like timelines, so I don't like to be pressured to work. I like to work when I want to work, and when I have the time to work and when I'm inspired. Yeah. I would say follow your heart and do what you love to do, and that will most likely speak to other people. Sometimes it takes a while for a piece of artwork to find the right person that is drawn to it.